Joining us in the studio this morning from Monmouth College, it's time to introduce and meet the new president of Monmouth College, and that is President Patricia Draves. Good morning, Dr. Draves.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to finally be here.
Yes, welcome back to the community.
Yeah, it's so good to be back. It feels so comfortable and feels like coming home. So we're glad, my husband and Jeff and I are glad to be here.
Yeah, we're thankful to have you here. Tell people a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, just a little bit. I grew up in the state of Rhode Island and went to college much like Monmouth in Massachusetts, and then came to the Midwest, which I love, at the University of Illinois to get my doctorate in chemistry. That's where I met Jeff, and then we started an academic career together at several different institutions. But most recently, I think people know I'm coming from 7 years as a president at Graceland University in Lamoni, Iowa, in a small rural community, and but really glad to return home to Monmouth.
And you are a veteran higher education leader and, like you said, a former chemistry professor here at Monmouth. Tell us about your time at Monmouth, and you've been able to collect some mentors along the way from Monmouth College.
Oh, absolutely. So, I was here, my husband is a proud Monmouth alum, class of 85, and has several good friends who have been on the phone with him constantly over the last couple of weeks. And so started when we dated in graduate school, coming to homecoming and visiting campus. And that's when I fell in love with Monmouth. And then when we were at the University of Central Arkansas as professors, and when we had the chance to come back to Monmouth, when a couple of faculty positions opened, we took that chance to come back and, serve Monmouth. Dick Giese was president at the time, and Dick provided me lots of opportunities. I had done some administrative work in Arkansas, and so he gave me some opportunities here that when I look back now, I think, wow, that was very generous based on my level of experience. And then, I had the opportunity, after serving Monmouth, he was the president at University of Mount Union, and serving as the chief academic officer there. He has been a great mentor to me, both at Monmouth, but throughout my career. And obviously, when I considered applying, he and Sandy both were like, of course you're going to do that, and encouraged. So I'm looking forward. They're planning to come back for homecoming, which is October 4th, and my inauguration. So looking forward to seeing them again. But we've become friends, not only just mentor-mentee.
I love it. That's the cool thing about Monmouth is we're sitting in a room where Dwayne Bonifer's here from the college. He's from Kentucky. Kaylee's sitting with me, our ag assistant. She's from Rhode Island. And then there's me, who's from Arkansas. And then there's you, who's been everywhere. I don't know about Kentucky, and we're all here in Monmouth now. We've chosen Monmouth as home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that just fantastic? And what it shows how great of a community we live in.
It is amazing. The people here are amazing. They've had world experience everywhere. The intellectual capacity here is unbelievable. There's just a lot of smart people that are here, right? But the kindness and work ethic as well is part of the reason we came back. It's just good people trying to do good things for others.
Absolutely. And you're going to be the 15th president. This is very exciting. I didn't realize it had only been 15 because you think about the legacy of Monmouth College and the origination in the 1800s. 1853 maybe might be the founding time. Wow. I mean, this is amazing. The long-standing tradition of how lengthy presidential stays are.
Yeah, I was surprised by that as well. And it wasn't until Dwayne, told me, after I accepted the job that I was going to be the 15th president, my reaction was the same thing. I was like, wow, that is a lot. Obviously there's a strong legacy in the presidency, at the college. I have the honor of living in the Quinby house. So that is actually surreal, knowing that some of the original founders and of the institution, had some space there. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and you're right across from, you can watch tennis, you can watch the football game, track, all from your bedroom window.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny when last Friday night, the movers came and they all awed over the view from the Quimby house. They were like, "Can we just stand here for a few minutes?" So
Pretty amazing.
that was pretty amazing. Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit, Dr. Draves, or Pat, as you're going to be referred to here at the station and with our audience. But President Draves, tell us about the state of education, higher education. It's come off such an unbelievable amount of challenge through the pandemic, but then the FAFSA debacle occurs. We call it debacle. That's what we hear from the people at the federal government level as well, and state government, and another major challenge for enrollment and changing times. Though some of those are good, some of those have challenges with them, but tell us what you see from higher education.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity, but also a lot of challenges, as you mentioned. So as you think about the challenges, and one of the ones that really impact Monmouth community and Warren County, as well as, the college, I would say there's a list. I have about 20 in my head of challenges, but what are the ones we're really paying attention to? And one is that students are not attending college at the same rate as they used to. And that is one that I'm very concerned about. There's less students graduating from high school, but a lower percentage of those are actually going to college. And what that means for our nation in terms of, people having the skills for innovation, creativity, opening new businesses, those types of things. So I think that's a cycle. That is a U.S. phenomenon and not a world phenomenon. Then there's the more recent events, right? The impact of the pandemic on high school, well, all children, right? And what does that have? What does that impact on their mental health, their ability to engage with others? Those are some of the things that we're doing. And then, just trying to figure out how to finance education for families is complicated enough. And then the FAFSA, the, federal, application for financial aid was supposedly going to be simplified this year, and then there was a huge debacle and delay. And so it delayed students' decisions, and so we see students at Monmouth making decisions just where they're going to attend college much later this year because they're just getting information about how to pay. So those are the biggies. But there are several others. But with that, there's opportunity, and obviously I see there's huge opportunities for Monmouth kind of moving forward. What are our specializations? How do we serve students? Because, God, our nation needs Monmouth graduates.
And you have 30 years or more of experience in this industry. So there's really good wisdom to draw on from your experience on times that have been tough before or challenges before.
Yeah, I mean, higher ed, like a lot of industries, I mean, the radio industry is no exception to that, go through different cycles. And so what does that mean? How do you use innovation? I was just out for a morning walk. I'm listening to a book about how you bring together, AI, artificial intelligence with really giving people more time to connect with students, those types of things. So it's an evolution. And so but you've got to recreate and do things differently to address today's needs.
It's funny, you mentioned the AI, and that's certainly at the top of everyone's mind as people are producing work right here in this industry to, you name it, students, learning. How will you incorporate AI, and how will you regulate AI as Monmouth College faculty and Monmouth College students?
Well, I have, being day 3 on the job, I haven't fully engaged with the faculty yet. But, we'll definitely have policies with regard to use of AI in the classroom. But, our responsibility is to teach students how to use AI in their coursework, in their experience at college, but also be prepared for when they go into the workforce. So it is another tool in the tool belt. But it's important to teach students how to use it ethically, how to use it efficiently, and what are the the limitations of AI. It does not do all things.
Well, you hit on the three that we teach anyway, no matter what industry you're in: efficiency, effectiveness, and ethics.
Yes.
And so all three apply no matter what you're doing, whether it's AI or how you treat the student or how you look at coursework. So
absolutely,
the big three, we call them. Those are the ones.
Yeah, but it will revolutionize kind of education, but there's huge opportunities there for more personalized educational support for students, whether it's virtual tutors or, things that they can help expand if they want to learn some more. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of years.
Okay, like you said, day 3.
Yeah.
So, what's first? What's next? How do you acclimate into the community? But luckily, you have been here before.
Yeah, it's surprising how my husband and I were talking last night, just how quick we felt at home, and the number of people just around the community that we've, run into, whether it's, a housekeeper at the college or another baseball mom, that, we're a little bit older than when our kids went, 18 years ago. But, some of that will be very intentional. Obviously, I'm meeting with lots of individuals and groups at the college and the community, right? And making sure that, whether it's reconnect or connect in a new way, now as the president of the college.
Yes.
So
well,
lots of meetings and
yes.
lots of, individual appointments.
And it takes a while, to implement strategy. It does take a while to understand and know the needs because those things change. Those are moving targets. Cool thing is, though, you already have all the apparel, the Fighting Scots apparel. You don't even have to worry about, all that. You're already bleeding, red.
Yeah, it's funny because when we were, moving, you usually use moving as an opportunity to get rid of stuff you're not using. And we had a whole Monmouth bin, with flags and things like that. So, we're like, yeah, that's obviously coming. And,
that's coming, yeah.
And does that T-shirt still fit?
That's the key. If it still fits 30 years later, it's a great fit,
there we
right?
go, yeah.
Okay, Dr. Draves, what else would you like people to know about you as the 15th president of Monmouth College?
That I am very committed to integrating in the college very much with the town, with the county, and then neighboring counties. There's opportunities for students in the region, but there's opportunity for businesses like internships, and so how do we work together to help advance, some of the work and nonprofits in the area, the school system, as well as the educational experience for Monmouth. So that's one of the things I want people to know, that I am committed. I'm pretty available, so I hope people that if they recognize me or, I'll probably have a lot of Monmouth T-shirts on, that they stop and say hello. But, we're absolutely, it's kind of a tagline, better together. But the community needs the college needs the community. It's a symbiotic relationship. And so, how do we strengthen that? And I'm so excited about all the stuff that's going on in the region, with the square and, some of the other things.
Well, we're so glad to have you.
I am so glad to be here. And thank you so much for having me on so early in the presidency. And
of course.
So I hope I sound like at least the third day experienced president for the community.
You sound fine and dandy, and we've already got you dressed in your Sunny and Ram apparel for the community. So.
Oh, awesome. Thank you
Yes.
so much for that.
Okay, Dwayne Bonifer with us too. Anything you want folks to know, Dwayne?
No, I think it's going to be a very exciting and very fun 2024-2025 school year. So buckle in and enjoy the riding. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to move fast and have some fun doing it. So
Okay.
Dwayne's
Sounds
getting
good.
ready for that.
Hey, it'll be great. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
That is Patricia Draves. She is the 15th president of Monmouth College, and we'll have Dr. Draves on again coming up next month.